guys, it's Katie, and this is My Life with vEDS. As you know, I am in Nashville. I'm in Nashville, right?
You are in Nashville.
And today was the vEDS scientific meeting hosted by the Defied Up Foundation and I think EDS Society as well. And tomorrow we have the vEDS collaborative meeting. And because of that, we're all getting together, and I have John DeMasi here with me, who is one of the major parts of FightVEDS.org. And if you don't know, they have an awesome testing program that they've just recently started, so I wanted to give John an opportunity to describe that.
Yeah, so basically what we found within the community is that it's been really hard for people to actually get tested the traditional route of finding a geneticist, getting in to see them within a reasonable time frame of less than 3 months, 6 months, 12 months or more. Yeah, exactly. So we always encourage people and try and help people to find ways to go through a local geneticist and get things covered by insurance. But what we found is a lot of times that's not an option for people. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to find alternative routes. We've partnered with a couple of different organizations, the main one being vEDS, which is a genetics testing company.
Yeah, they did my genetic test. I was first diagnosed.
Okay, so yeah, they're used by a lot of the actual physicians out there, and a lot of the reputable organizations that we already know of and everything like that, like you're saying. So basically, the way that it works is it's a couple of options and a couple of questions we have for you. The first one is, do you have a family history of vascular EDS?
Okay.
If you do, that affects the route that we would go to take you, and the reason being, we can do it for basically about $50 through this one company. So
if you have a family history, it's like $50?
If you have a family history and you actually have a genetic testing, so if you had a sister, brother, or anything like that, and you have your genetic testing, you can get it done for $50.
Wow.
And it's usually about 4 to 6 weeks before you actually have your results.
That's it?
That's it, yeah.
So, and what about the other situations?
So the other situations, the question is, do you have a physician willing to order the test for you, or don't you? Basically, if you do not have anyone to order the test for you, we can help you get to an organization called Genome Medical. Basically, you have a telemedicine appointment with them. It's either by phone or it can be by like Skype, if you will. And what they'll do is you'll sit down with the genetics counselor, you're talking about what your symptoms are, so that you can say, well, here's why I think I either have vascular EDS or another form of EDS, or my concern about a different disease like Marfan's
So
syndrome.
they will do this for other disorders as well?
Yeah, so they gather your history and they decide at that point what's the best test for you. So they go back and they speak with their genetics counselor, or I'm sorry, with their geneticist. Their geneticist will order the test for you.
Cool.
So step one is you meet with Genome Medical. They try and get it covered through your insurance if they can. If not, it's about $175 out of pocket, but that's the most that you would pay. So it's a good route. If people don't have someone to order the test, you at least know that you can get it done and what the price would be.
That's amazing.
But then what they'll do is they'll order the test through vEDS, and it's the same thing. A saliva kit will be sent to your house. They try and get it covered through insurance if they can. If they can't, you know that what the final rate is, and we actually have that on our pamphlet that we send out to people. So
that's awesome. So how do you sign up for that or get that?
It's through our website, so we can give you a link for it.
Okay.
And we give you, if you're interested, we'll send you step-by-step instructions so that you can actually, we try and make it as seamless as possible, but if anyone has questions, they can contact you or they can contact us directly, and we always try and help walk people through the problem, or through the process.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think I know, if you've heard my story, you know that I had a real problem with getting somebody to order a genetic test. So I'm super excited whenever there are other avenues for testing that don't involve waiting for more than a year. Especially if you have serious concerns for it, a family history, you've had dissections or major complications, and you're not being tested and you're on a waiting list. I think it's really important to find a way to get tested, and I'm really appreciative that you guys have this avenue to do so.
Yeah, and then the only last thing I'll say is if people are tested positive, or even if you have a diagnosis and this hasn't happened for you yet, one of the other things we want to do is we always try and get people that we get a positive test result. We try and work with them to get a care team. And I know you've talked about that on previous podcasts and everything. Getting a care team of knowledgeable doctors near you, so that's the next step we try and get people to.
So do you help them find a physician in their area?
We'll find out where you live, and we'll try and find out through the vEDS network some doctors in your area so we can help get you on the right treatments as soon as possible to improve outcomes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that.
My pleasure.
This was John DeMasi. He's amazing. Him and his brother Dave run FightVEDS.org. I already said that earlier, but I need to say it again because they're amazing and they've been awesome to work with. So thank you.
You're welcome, Katie.
And thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned. We'll talk to you soon.